black fellow people. I have to fight for my black neighbors. I have to fight for anybody. So we're standing here today. We want a good citizens review board. We want a citizens review board that we can, look straight through. We want them to be transparent to us like we're transparent to them. We want them to be held accountable for their actions, like they're holding us accountable for our actions. Now, we all know that was wrong. We all know that they should have asked her, or they should have consulted with her first before they took her money, and now she's homeless. I say again, that's no good. My name is Blue Rainer. I don't want to be walking down the street with a hoodie on and a bag of Skittles, and I'm going to be the next one to get shot. I don't want to be, giving my brother a cigarette, and the police walk up and say, oh, you're selling Lucy's, and now I'm in a chokehold. I don't want these things to happen to me or anybody in my neighborhood. We don't need a St. Pete's model. It's not working.
Thank you.
Right.
It's not working at all. If it was working, we'll see the results. We need something more of like a Miami model.
Right.
More of like a Broward County model. Something that works for the people, not just for Mayor Buckhorn, because he doesn't know. He doesn't come to my neighborhood. I never even saw this man walking down Hillsborough Avenue.
There it is.
So for him to say he knows what happens in my, excuse my language, he know what happens in my neighborhood, I can't believe that. I can't believe that at all. Just because we may sag our pants a little bit, or we may turn our head backwards a little bit, you know what? I'm walking down the street tomorrow and I'm going to have my pants sagged. And I guarantee you, every cop roll by me will look at me twice. Thank you. My name is Blue Rain.
To save time, I'll give my name and address at the end. To the audience, I want you all to remember this word.
Excuse me.
I want you all to remember this word fast.
You have to state it again.
Okay, thank you, Councilman Reddick. Michelle Williams, try me if you want to, Boulevard. I'm here this morning on agenda item number 1. I want the audience to remember this word fast because I'm going to reference it at the end of my speech. The black race can no longer afford to be silent. There comes a time when every politician must put principle over popularity. It's a place where its constituents have to be at the realm of problem solving. The vast majority of us stood at this very same podium a little over a month ago voicing the concerns regarding the Civilian Review Board. The mayor, with his fast self, went and put forth what he thought was going to be hand-picked tokens of the black community to run this review board. We didn't ask for that. We asked, just as everyone else before me asked for, we asked for transparency. I have watched TPD gain access to federal tax dollars. All they've done was buy Tonka toys to combat this alleged terrorism that they say is over in East Tampa and in West Tampa and amongst the black community. And I've yet to see it when the prior chief Chief Jane Castor said that, and I'm just giving you statistic reports from the FBI, that the city of Tampa had the lowest crime rate. Then why does the black community have all of this terror? That's what I'm trying to figure out. You keep terrorizing us with illegal ticketing, racial profiling, police brutality, targeting the black lives just because you can abuse your power. You lie on affidavits. You huddle in the grocery store parking lots. You gather there to get your lives together. You want to see an uprising? It's coming. Because we're about to break every chain that has oppressed the African American race here in the city of Tampa. See, we're going outside of Tampa now. We're taking this justice or else October the 10th, 2015. That's where we're going to be at in Washington, D.C. We keep funding TPD with funds which should be to fight the war on poverty in this city, to fight the housing crisis in the city. But yet you keep allowing this military-style defense from the Tampa Police Department to keep blacks scared and afraid of them. Is this what the city of Tampa represents? You all allowed Mayor Bob Buckhorn to take something away from you, and that was your power. That's right. That was your power. You came through our communities. You sat and paraded in our church. But you know what? I just can't blame Mayor Bob Buckhorn because I blame the black people. Because see why? We let him pimp us. We cheerleaded and we were his whores as we allowed him to come inside of our churches to say, we're going to get you some campaign funding and we're going to do this. I tell you one thing. Don't meet me in Washington, beat me in Washington, because that's where we're taking this message. Washington, D.C., October the 10th, justice or else. All right.
Good morning, members of the council. My name is Leila
Policies. I'm the Legislative and Government Affairs Director at CARE Florida. It's not unbeknownst to people that the Muslim American community faces discrimination with law enforcement and profiling because of their racial and ethnic backgrounds, primarily with federal government agencies such as the Department of Justice, Homeland Security, FBI, CBP. To combat these issues, the federal government and Department of Homeland Security have created community engagement roundtables. And I have been a part of this Homeland Security Community Engagement Roundtable for the past 4 years. I have seen how community dialogue and community input can help foster trust in a place where there is no trust. I have seen how community engagement can lead to effective policing that keeps communities safe and allows communities to allow law enforcement into their communities with trust. There are officials in this city that have said because of rising gun crimes and rising gun violence, they want the community involved and they want the community's help. As a community advocate and a community organizer, I have seen community power revolve and come to surface around this issue like I have not seen in my past 6 years in Tampa. The community has stepped up and said this is a solution that we can get behind, an independent civilian review board with subpoena power to foster trust, to create effective policing policies, and to repair this local trust issue that communities of color very seriously do have with our law enforcement officers. No one is blaming the current city officials for these problems. As Blue just mentioned, there are decades of asset forfeiture laws, decades of bad policing laws that have fostered this distrust and that have left low-income communities feeling hurt and disadvantaged by police officers and law enforcement. But these kinds of issues must be solved on the local level, and they must be solved with fair community engagement. We need an independent civilian review board that is objective of the police department, objective of the politics in the city, and can be that conduit for trust for our communities. Tampa is a very diverse city, and we need to protect and create a legacy that will welcome the diversity that we have in this state.
Thank you. Next.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. My name is Dr. Benny Smallman, President of the local branch in the NAACP. My address is 308 East, Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard, Tampa, Florida. I'm here to support the Citizen Review Board. I ask that the City Council consider that we have more transparent, more accountability, and take more responsibility. We at the NAACP get numerous calls each day, each year from citizens in this community feeling that they are being unfairly treated, that their message is not being heard by the police department as well as the city council. We are asking mainly the NAACP that you take a look at the review board and make sure that the representative of the community is involved whenever you do make a decision as to which way this should go. We here in the citizens of this community think that if we have more transparent and could be more involved in the process itself, that it would be better for the people in this community. When we go around and travel throughout this country, we feel that the individuals throughout this country is looking to Tampa to make sure that this is going to be a better place. And I know that part of the Chamber of Commerce is saying that Tampa is a place for individuals to come. But how can it be a place whenever you don't have the fairness treatment for those individuals here in the community, especially the Afro-American? So I therefore recommend that the Citizen Review Board be more transparent and include more people in this community. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next speaker.
How you doing? My name is Arthur Green III, son of Arthur Green Jr., who recently lost his life a year ago on April 14th, due to misconduct by the police in Tampa Police Department. I had a list of things that I wanted to say and bullet points I wanted to make, but me continuously doing this time after time for this past year and a half, it begins to feel demeaning and disrespectful to my family to have to come and speak to these people to see no results, to see no type of give from the mayor, from the police. We've been consistently having insensitiveness towards our family And I support the Civilian Review Board so other families don't have to go through what we've been going through in this past year. We have not had a response from the courts. We have not heard from the mayor. We have not heard from the Tampa Police Department. The only times we have heard from these people have been lies. We had to contact and continuously contact after that night. I had to go and identify my father dead inside of a hospital room. After being mistreated by a police officer that thought he was drunk when he was actually having a medical issue. He was thrown to the ground, pushed on the ground, in the midst of being handcuffed, he died right on the ground. 10, 15 minutes later, he was finally taken by the ambulance to the hospital, considered dead at the scene. That night, that police officer who mistreated my father got to go home to his family. My father didn't get to come home to his family. And yet, will not come home to his family. So what does it take? Does it take for it to happen to one of these police officers? Does it take for it to happen to the mayor? Does it take for it to happen to one of y'all? I support this review board so it doesn't have to happen to these people out here that are fighting for this. They should not have to go through the things that we go through or be treated like we've been treated by the Tampa Police Department and the extension of the other families in the country that went through this. This is just plain disrespectful. I honestly getting to the point where I hate coming to these things and keep talking. Because I have to relive this moment continuously. I don't get the rest. I don't get to go home and turn on my TV and talk about something else. This is the thing I deal with every day. So I don't get a response. I don't get the closure. I don't get the coolness I have to be around police. My neighborhood is raided, infected. It's terrorized by police. I live in Robles Park area on Avon Street. A few weeks after that, police were pulling people over in my neighborhood 4 times a day on my street. I live on Avon Street, not Dale neighbor. Why are these people continuously being treated like this? Why are we continuously being treated like this? This doesn't make any sense. And for you to do this, and for the mayor to do this, it shows his continual disrespect and not care for the people in the community. All he cares about is the people that live next to him. And thank you.
We thank you.
Second.
Good morning. My name is Connie Burton, 4220 Taxi Court. What is being said about the charter? And I want to encourage this council this morning to take power that is in the charter that says that when the mayor is not in place, it is the acting chairman of this council that should be in charge. And if that is so, we need the chairman this morning to declare by executive order that he wants a citizen review board with power.
That's right.
We want the chairman, we want this board, we want you to listen to the people in the direction that we continuously and constantly complain about the ongoing issues. What the mayor has done has exposed itself to a period of time when African people was being mistreated, had dogs turned on them, had abuse of the police, and the mayor is saying now that we can have business as usual. I'm a community organizer, and all over the world, the people is making the same outcry against these injustice. It's not just in Tampa, but the council and the administrators and the politicians of Tampa has to seize the time now, because we won't be quiet and we won't go back. The injustice system is broken. Long has been removed from every police car to serve and protect. Because they serve as a military occupation in our community. That when we don't need them, they're there. When we haven't called them, they're there. There's no healthy respect from our community because we don't see transparency. And yet, we go on with these slogans that we feel for them. No, we need for you to feel for all of the citizens. That's where we are at. We're on the move. I'm a community organizer, and I could not have passed out 1 million flyers in this all of the United States to get people on one accord. That's where we're at. We're calling for justice. We have looked at the arch of injustice and see that it is broken. And for people to take it personal, that we're just demonizing the police, no, that's not what we are saying.
Right.
What we're saying is that we need accountability from all sides.
Yes.
imbalance of power from all sides. And we need for this council to stand up against this wannabe long time, and he won't be the governor of this great state. He will not be, because his legacy will follow him. But you have a responsibility to build your own legacy based on truth. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Paige Hecker. I'm 19 years old and I live in Pasco County. I'm a nursing student and I work full-time taking care of a 5-month-old baby. I was in a car accident not long ago, and the policeman that responded was very nice and helpful to me, although I did receive a ticket for the accident. This has not been the case for my boyfriend, who is also 19 years old. Angel has a full-time job as well, comes from a hardworking Biden family who moved here from Puerto Rico. He was recently pulled over from the Tampa PD for a case of mistaken identity. They thought he was his father, who had an unpaid ticket, which he did not receive in the mail. Otherwise, he would have paid. The initial police officer pulled him over, asked for his license, and went back to his cop car. At that point, two other officers arrived to the scene and started questioning him, asking him why he looked nervous, asking him all questions that were irrelevant to the situation because he was not the person they were looking for. My boyfriend is also diabetic and has an insulin pump. The alarm on his pump was going off because he ran out of insulin and he was due for a shot. The cops made him turn the alarm off and acted as though he was reaching for something, even though they were the ones who told him to turn it off. Because of this, my boyfriend is now scared of the police and is nervous while driving, even though he's never been in trouble and never done anything wrong. This experience makes me fearful for him whenever he's driving alone. It makes me feel like I have to drive when we're going places. It's because of this experience that I'm afraid that I'm going to get a call that he's in jail for something he didn't do, he has died, or is in the hospital for his medical condition. I strongly support a civilian review board with subpoena power because made up of everyday people from a diverse background who understands the importance of holding the police accountable so no one experiences what we have.
Hello, I am Jason James. My father lives in South Tampa, South Candy. I'm here to implore you all to enact an independent citizen review board with the power to hire, subpoena, and independently investigate the Tampa Police Department. It is more than white who are black. It is, as Ali said, police brutality, abusive over-policing, stop, frisk, and illegal search. It is illegal car and house searches. This mayor, on Friday, tried to usurp you all's power. This mayor does not care about the black community. He only cares about those from Palmacia, Cobra, Davis Island, Bayshore, Harbor Island, Tampa Palms, all of New Tampa. East Tampa, West Tampa, Sulphur Springs, Vogels Park. Nah, he don't care about them. No. The people from East Tampa, West Tampa, these areas have been telling you all and the mayor that the police are running rampant. They are militarized, running tanks down streets, breaking down houses for a search warrant for $2 a weed. They're running rampant. We need to reform the police department, one. But I'm here to support what the Council for Justice has put forward, a civilian review board with teeth, power to hire, power to independently investigate. The black community does not trust the police with cause. I'm tired of waking up every other day hearing that another black person was shot unarmed by a police officer. And they almost never get held accountable for what they did.
We shoot police.
I'm tired of seeing my community oppressed by the systemic white supremacy enforced by the police. I've heard stories time and again of the police illegally searching people and their homes and vehicles. I am tired, and the community is fed up, and we're not taking anymore.
Good morning, Council. My name is Bishop Michelle B. Patty. I live in Brandon, Florida. However, that do not preclude me from seeing about what is going on in the city of Tampa, because when I travel to the city, I don't get a pass from the police officer if I commit a crime. So I'm here out of concern about the merit imbalance of who he will choose to be on this board. I don't come wasting my time. I'm asking, do this board have power? Does the mayor has the absolute power that he has alluded to in the community? We also need to have people on this board that has a relationship with the community. If they're handpicked and they have no relationship to the community, then the community will not trust them, and the board would just be that, a board. Yeah. So I'm asking that you look at who you're going to put on the board, that the people, we should be not able to be on the board because we live in Brandon or whatever. It should be people who have a relationship with the people. Also, in 2015, I'm every day having to explain to my 12-year-old grandson how this officer who's in fear of his life, and that's something that needs to be taken out, you're in fear of your life. How can you be in fear of your life with an unarmed person and you shoot this person down 12 times? I'm having to tell my 12-year-old grandson that if he's riding on the bicycle and someone pull him over,